Good evening, everyone. It's Tea Tarot. So I have here some 3 piles for you to choose from, and the theme for 2020 is what direction are you guys headed in? We have here mainly oracle cards here, and I'm not sure, but I may pick some charms later on. I kind of ran out of tea candles, so I'll just use this tea candle holder for this. It's supposed to be for a phone pen, to look at the screen and not have fingerprints on it, but I might use it to put charms and like point it out to you guys. And I'll put it on here with the teapot. Whatever lands on the teapot is your focus later on. But first we'll get started. There's pile number 1 with this fish like magnets. I went with travel magnets because it's like kind of like a direction in a way, like when you travel somewhere, right? You have a memento or something. This is the second pile. It's like a woodsy. And then the third pile is this Alaskan magnet. It's like holographic in a way. So that's pile number 1 is this one, this fish, stone metallic clay fish magnet. And then this is pile number 2 is this wooden, I don't know what you call it, farmer with this like the jar here. And then we have this holographic Alaskan magnet for your pile 3. So take a moment to choose a pile, whichever pile you find that your eye is drawn to, or it doesn't have to be aesthetic wise. It can also be what your eye, like if you look away and then you turn back to these piles, where your eye settles in for the longest time, like which one really draws you in. You can also choose via number 1, 2, or 3, and just listen to your first instinct, okay, your first thought. So that's usually kind of where the messages you need to hear. If you want to choose more than one, then go ahead, and I'm just going to get started now with pile number 1 with the fish. Okay, pile number 1, if you chose this pile here for the fish, these are your what direction you're headed in for 2020 general messages. Okay, so these are general messages, and you do use your own judgment with regards to these readings. Okay, they are a general collective message. I totally forgot as well. I apologize, guys. I totally forgot to light my incense. Okay, sorry about that. Just to cleanse the air in the space. Okay, so your spirit animal oracles and your fae animal oracles. So for the spirit animal oracles here, you have the spider spirit. Make your dreams real. Okay. Second one, and that's the number 56. Then we have number 2, which is antelope spirit. Life is speeding up. And then we have the ant spirit in reverse. So the ant spirit's usually like this, but it is in reverse in this case, and it's saying time to collaborate. So these spirit animal oracle cards, they have a protection message or reversal, so it does read in reverse. And then we have the coyote spirit, which is trust in divine detours. And then for your fae oracles, we have healing, healer, healed, and healing and energy surrounds you and the situation. Oh my gosh, I do apologize, guys. And then lastly, perfect timing. So this is the right time for you to move forward. And do you notice, I do notice there's a lot of purple. There's a lot of purple in this pile. If you notice, like, majority of these cards here have, like, this purple tinge. Very strange, huh? And I'll just go by meaning, okay? Like, for each card. Let's start off with the spider spirit. Now, for the spider spirit, making your dreams real, this is all about co-creating with the universe and with spirit, and really digging deep into yourself with regards to maybe you had a vision of something in your mind's eye or your third eye, and you really have like an instinct to do something, a dream, and it's telling you to not be afraid to dream big, and to pay attention to the details, because your dreams or your visions or dreams that you've had, they are able to manifest in 2020. So it does cause, like, it's telling you to not limit yourself with dreaming. Like, you can dream big, and it's okay to dream big, to dream intricate plans for yourself, and have that vision, and believe in those dreams of yours, because they are valid. 5, 6. So if you narrow it down together, 5 and 6 equals 11. 11 is a master number. If you narrow that down further, it's number 2. So 11, as well as maybe mastering something, doing some research to make your dreams a reality, and it's really coming into light, as long as it's for the highest good. So the white dot, I keep thinking like purity and purity of thought and intention. It could be something getting stuck in the web of your design of your dreams, pretty much, and that is all coming together, because spider, like the animal spirit of the spider, is kind of weaving dreams, weaving dreams, and either paying attention to your dreams as well might be important to you guys. Definitely being able to manifest the best dreams for yourself. And then it might, once you kind of have a vision of what you really want and goals in your life, then we have the antelope spirit. So it might come in different orders, these cards, according to, because there's so many people that may be watching, and this is just a general kind of reading. So I'm thinking in the beginning of the year, because of New Year's resolution stuff, you might have a really big vision or dream for yourself that you want to attain, and then this is you taking action and things happening very quickly as a result of putting your dreams into action. So it's saying life is speeding up. So this is some kind of prosperity, abundance, a head start to something. And number 2 is important. It might be February, the second day of a month in 2020. So like maybe number 2 might be important as well. 2 is also a sign of like peace and like cooperation as well. So we may have to cooperate with some people, and I see here like the antlers is kind of interweaving. For some reason I'm thinking like interweaving, like, and there's a lot of interweaving going on that I notice. The web, for example, with the co-creation with spirit, and to not, to actually also, if you have fears and a lot of negative thinking, it can also manifest. So just also make sure that what you're dreaming is something that's really good for you and good for others as well. So mainly a dream that is like with the highest good intention for yourself, you can make it a reality, and do not let your fears hold you back. And this is you just going for it, like moving past your fears or kind of any obstacles regarding that dream of yours for yourself, whether in love, relationships, job, career, or just like your life path in general. You're taking leaps and bounds of faith, maybe, to an area that you haven't explored before, and, leaving the rest behind, like leaving all the negativity or people that no longer are part of your spiritual growth, situations that helped you grow, but it's time to kind of shed the skin. That's what I'm seeing here. And intertwining, I feel like there's a lot of intertwining of the stuff that you've gone through is not for nothing. It was all intertwined in your life for a purpose, for you to really take flight, and you might have, I felt like this might be a time of being free from some sort of constriction as well. And then we have the ant spirit, which is time to collaborate, and it is in reverse. So time to collaborate in reverse, number 1. So this could be January. You might be seeing your first day of a month of some sort. You might be afraid to collaborate with other people because you don't trust them. I find this could be a trust thing. As you see these ants here, they're sharing this jigsaw puzzle to put it together. And, there are some things that take a lot of work. And so maybe there's a burden that you're carrying that you think you can do it all yourself, but it does require help. And the universe may kind of give you certain people in your path, and now you might be a little hesitant at first with regards to receiving help from certain people, or trusting getting help from others again. But the divine, the universe has a weird way, or spirit has a way of putting people in our world, in our life for a reason. Like they're there to help us move forward, and some people are more than happy to see your dreams become a reality. Like they are there to help you as a resource, and to further maybe your business, to further your dreams, to make you to do a startup of something, a project, or pursuing someone, something like that. And you will need some kind of help, or a wingman, or someone that you could bounce ideas off of, or get something started or collaborate with to build something, like manifest like your biggest best dreams for yourself in 2020. And I see that you may need help of someone to let your dreams take flight, to really get the ball going. And then lastly, we have maybe in the last half or some part of 2020, this coyote spirit is saying about divine detours. And you see, it's kind of like a self-reflection type of period in your life for next year. And 6 + 1 is 7, and that is usually an introspection number in numerology. So there's going to be some kind of self-study, or further studying and researching into something new that you want to pursue. Perhaps it's also, if it's a person, it's, you're getting to know them, and trying to see if their values and their background, their personality meshes well with yours. A time of self-exploration, I'm thinking, discovery of new ways of doing things. And sometimes that could mean that your dreams might be delayed. Okay, it might get started, there might be a delay in starting it, or in pursuing it further, perhaps. But just be patient, because don't stop before the miracle has started. There is a saying that does say that, like, keep going, because the miracle is just around the corner. That dream of yours, if you just turned the corner, it was right there, and then you just gave up. Like, this definitely a patience card, and trusting in divine details, and the universe does have its own timing, and to really learn to be patient in this really instantaneous gratification kind of world that we live in. Alright guys, so that's the Animal Spirit Oracle's messages for 2020 for you. And regarding some kind of situation, perhaps the reason why you might have a divine detour or delay might be you need to do some healing. Either physical, emotional, or intellectual type of healing that you're recovering from. You might be pushing yourself too hard at work. You might be recovering from, I don't know, but some kind of addiction came to my mind. You might be recovering from like overworking yourself, or a relationship break. But this is definitely like an angel, your guardian, your spirit guides, the higher realms and beings of light is giving you their shining light and healing light. So it looks like it's dark here, but remember, there's always going to be hope and healing provided for you. There might be some dark times that you're just coming out of, and so the light is just shining now in the situation, and you really had to go through that in order to really appreciate the joy and the prosperity that is meant for you. But you were probably going through a rough patch, and there is this hope of light here. And if once you receive that healing that you need, you're able to help heal and show the hope of light for others as well. So really trust your intuition with regards to when to stop and take a pause and rest. Remember that, again, divine detours, and then we have, again, perfect timing. So perhaps if you were afraid to move forward, okay, like there might be a delay or detour. It could be based off of your fears, or like feeling not worthy of attaining your dream that you really do deserve. Something that will really enlighten and give you hope, and give others hope as well, and strength. It could be you that's blocking it, other than external forces. And if it is external forces, there's always a perfect timing to everything. So definitely trust in your intuition, because there's a lot of purple here. Some of you guys might also be very psychic, maybe have some abilities that you are unaware of. Pay attention as well to your dreams, and your spirit guides might be sending you messages through your dreams, or different synchronicities. And don't be afraid to trust again, because maybe perhaps you've been burnt before by either a person, a relationship, or a situation, either work or relationship, I'm feeling. For a few of you, it might be family, but I'm definitely like getting the impression it's a relationship or a work situation that has kind of felt disappointing and hurtful. And saying here that, you know, you will learn to trust again, because remember, the spirit and the universe, they have your back, especially when you're truly trying to better yourself for the best and the highest good of yourself and the world. So it's kind of like these certain people we put in your path, and it will be a lesson learned, or they will be able to help you grow in ways that you wouldn't have been able to if they weren't in your life or they didn't come through your life. Okay, pile number 1. So let's take a look now at your charms. I'll do some charms for you guys. See if you guys can see. Do this little pointer here. Okay, and then I have this Christmas winter themed biscuit. Okay, let's see what you guys have in store. Isn't it cute? And also in Fortnite, I have like a gingerbread skin. Or you guys won't know if you don't play the video game, but I find it very grounding. So, for Christmas, for pile number 1, or 2020, sorry, what charms for pile number 1 for 2020? Okay. So I see here we have a lot of green. So definitely maybe spending some time outdoors and having a fresh perspective, being flexible and adaptable to different changes or delays in life is a focus here. Hashtag goals, really focusing in on your goals. Maybe people might look up to you as goals in their life, like, oh, I wish I had what they had. I have a W or an M. It could be an initial for something or someone or a place. You know, winning. I'm thinking of winning or memories. Mother. Those are the words just coming through. You know, don't be afraid of success, like winning. And then we have here just the sink. Probably you have to balance out your home life with regards to your dreams as well. Being able to maintain balance and make sure your sink isn't overflowing with too much stuff, or else you might get overwhelmed. Again, we have another rubber band, guys. A lot of adaptability and change might be occurring as well. And a lot of patience. Some of you guys, I do see here that you guys are growing and going through some beautiful growth, and some of you guys might be really handsome or beautiful. A lot of people might see you in that light, both inward and outwardly. That's really nice. And what else here? We have here a ring. Ooh, so some of you guys might be wanting to get serious with someone or ready for a long-term commitment. This is just one ring though, so unless like being engaged or proposed or taking things to a deeper level, it could be also treating yourself if you're single and having hope in you know, love life situation or your dreams for 2020. Give it, you know, the ray of hope. It reminds me of this card here, the healed healer healed card, right? There's like this ray of light and hope, you know, and this could also be, when I think of star and tarot, I think of the Aquarius. So might be some Aquarius out there. Also, we have here butterfly. So this is definitely changes, transformation. We have a stormtrooper here, but it is upside down. So I want you. so Star Wars is out, and this could be like, you know, motivating yourself to push forward with an antelope, with an antelope spirit there. Like going forward, you know, like a stormtrooper, you know, going forward, but following your own dreams instead of a stormtrooper who follows the Empire's order. You will only understand this if you like the Star Wars reference. You know, the Empire is the one ordering the stormtrooper about, and they have no choice but to follow orders. I guess this is kind of like a way, because it is upside down, for you to go against that and follow your own kind of heart, your wish, your dreams. And perhaps you guys are foodies and time to like indulge and eat healthy and or well eat healthy, but also in moderation, of course. Definitely like treat yourself to good food, and enjoy the pleasure of food, and maybe sharing it with others. And yeah, you guys might be a bunch of foodies and taking a big bite out of life, because this is a big ass burger, my friends. Taking a big bite of life, and not be afraid to know that you deserve to take that big bite of life. If life was a burger, you deserve a big bite of that. Okay. Okay, pile number 2 is, so that is your charms and your oracle cards for 2020. I hope you enjoyed that, and please like the video if you did like it, and subscribe to my channel for more on the way. And I will get started now for pile number 2. Okay, pile number 1, it was such a pleasure. That was you guys are definitely moving forward with something in 2020. So all the best. All the best, friends. Bye. Okay, so I'm going to go now with pile number 2. So if you chose pile number 2, you chose this pile here. Okay, you chose the one with the wooden farmer / artist with this jug. This kind of reminds me of temperance, which is like stars. Yeah, this reminds me of Aquarius, to be honest, or the temperance card. It could be an Aquarius or a Pisces or something, a water sign. Balance, when I think of this magnet, like it could be an earth sign too, because it's a little bit earth's like woodsy, like a woody theme. Staying grounded is what I'm getting as well. Oh, sorry, that was the first pile. With the fish. The fish could also be Pisces for pile number 1. Oh, goodness. Okay, pile number 2. So you chose this one. This is your oracle cards for 2020 in regards to what direction are you going to be taking. Okay, so we have here the owl spirit. It says, you see clearly now. The lion spirit, be generous of spirit. The flamingo spirit, embrace the in-between. And the electric eel spirit, bring your ideas to life. And then for your Fey oracles for 2020, what I got are children. Your connection with children is part of your life's purpose. And birthday. So a significant birthday holds an answer to your question. So what I'm getting is, some of you guys already, right off the bat, some of you guys might be pregnant and going to give birth to a child, or expecting someone near you or close to you in your family or friend circle that's going to be giving birth, and that is going to definitely be a part of your life as well. So let's begin with the owl spirit. I see also the pattern of some turquoise and aquamarine, so perhaps communication might be involved in 2020, and expressing yourself and staying grounded, because we've got these earthy tones. Well, let's see. Let's take a look. So this first card here is an owl spirit. You see clearly now. And I'm seeing here, if you notice, like all the animals are facing to the right. Like even the eel spirit, like it's like the face, the eyeballs is facing this way. Everything is moving forward, but this is the only owl facing the opposite way. So for me, how I intuitively read this is, you see clearly now based on what you learned from the past, or 2019 and before. You see beyond that, and you look forward to move on to the future. But this one here is like learning some lessons along the way. This is like your wisdom, and this pile might be intuitive as well. Maybe you also do tarot readings, or you kind of trust your gut instincts, because 9 times out of 10 it's been correct. Like you might be a very observant pile, so you're more hesitant to get involved in the action, but you do observe and see things beyond what other people can see. Like you can see through, you can read in between the lines of a situation or what people are saying. Like you can get to the heart of the matter and really see things clearly and see if like, okay, that person is definitely full of drama. I want to avoid that person. You can definitely tell too when someone's really good. You could be a good judge of character, but yeah, this is definitely very wise. But in order to get to this wise status, you had to go through a lot of things. Thinking like a lot of hardships and a lot of, I'm thinking storms, like in order to weather it out. And this is also in the night that the owl is active, so you probably are getting out of the darkness or a dark night of the soul type thing with regards to any people who are spiritually awakening. And this white owl here is like a kind of like a white, like a beacon of light in the darkness. They can see through the darkness, so no matter how dark their situation might be, this pile number 2 might be a very resilient and very wise, observant pile. Like you guys are very patient or will learn that this 2020. Owl might also be like an animal that you guys like. And then we have here another famous one here, a lion spirit. So going about being generous of spirit. So this is like once you have that wisdom, is having the courage to apply it into your own life, and like you can see that it's almost like reminds me of Simba, like growing up, and this reminds me of Lion King a lot. And being a king or queen, you're people see you as like this leadership role, and they look up to you, and they kind of see you as like a king and queen in a way. Like they really look up to you, and your example. You can lead by example, not through. You can also just speak words of wisdom to other people, and they will listen. You have this kind of like leadership air about you, or the possibility to be a great leader, with regards to being courageous, standing up for those who don't have a voice, standing up for your beliefs that you believe is correct and is for the best for everyone and for yourself. You know when to back down, when not to back down from a fight, and to not give in to like negative situations. You see here, like there's darkness surrounding this lion, and yet beaming this source of light. So you're providing that source of hope and wisdom for other people, perhaps in 2020. That looks really majestic. Majestic is like this, what describes this pile to me. Like people see you as quite majestic and elegant, and something to like they want to listen to what you have to say. Okay. And that number is 43. 4 plus 3 is 7. So definitely some kind of self-study or reflection. This owl spirit kind of reminds me of the hermit in tarot, with some self-reflection and some introspection and wisdom. 7 plus 3 is 10. So you'll be completing something with some kind of courage, perhaps in 2020. And 7 plus 3 is 10, and if you narrow down the numbers again and break it down numerology, 1 plus 0 is 1. So definitely having that pride in yourself that you've gone this far, and having that pride but still staying humble as well. Okay, being grounded, and there's a lot of earthy colors with these two, the first two. So you might have a lot of success and prosperity and abundance, and don't be afraid to share your resources and your wisdom and your insight and experience to others who can also benefit from that. And pile number 2 we have 26. So 43, 37, 26. 6 plus 2 is 8. So it's prosperity. Flamingo spirit. Embrace the in-between. So whatever you're moving forward to in 2020, I see you like moving forward. Flamingos are kind of like balancing. They can balance on one foot. So the way I see it here, because embracing the in-between, you're perhaps transitioning from a job, a relationship, or a phase in your life, whether physically moving somewhere, relocating, or just moving into a new way of thinking or feeling. You're in this transition period sometime in 2020, and it's kind of like people would be unbalanced, but because of this flamingo spirit, it offers you like a balance in the midst of all this precarious chaos around you. And you'll be able to maybe multitask as well, and people look up to you that way, to really retain your retain your pride in all the things you do, and having the ability to say no as well if you feel off balance, because the flamingo can handle a lot of things and they can handle their own weight on just one foot. No, not a lot of people are able to balance that, right? And I feel like as well, like this flamingo feathers kind of like, that just got my attention there. Like, you guys might like to dress up kind of lavishly or adorn yourself with jewelry or hats or something. Like a flamboyant, you like bright colors maybe. But yeah, 2 plus 6 is 8. 2 is peaceful and 6 is communication or like friendships and relationships. You might be in between relationships, in between jobs, careers, in between a decision with regards to your life choices. Transitioning into a higher level of thinking, I think a lot of people are going to be doing as well. And just embracing the in-between, and there's nothing wrong with, I feel like the Hangman card in tarot here is like taking a pause and taking a break. Because, things might become really crazy later on, and you just have to enjoy this time of pause, perhaps, because you're trying to balance something, being here nor there, and not to be too impatient to get to where you're going, because journey is part of the destination, and right, to enjoy the journey as well in 2020 with whatever you guys are looking forward to or moving towards or learning. And then lastly, we have the electric eel spirit. This is like a turquoise color, so seeing things clearly like this water here, you're definitely like called probably to communicate something, and you see like these lightning strikes. It's saying here, bring your ideas to life, and I see like with this flashes of lightning and electric eel, like it just comes as fast and is flashing like electricity, like it just flashes really quickly. You might have an a eureka moment as well that will really spark a creativity. Look at all these puns. Spark a creativity like lightning. It's like a flash of lightning. It'll just come suddenly to you, and it might come all at once as well. And to really run with this spark of electricity and really move you forward through the water of maybe self-doubt and uncertainty, like really moving quickly with regards to this inspiration and this call for change, because it will definitely give hope to others, to motivate them as well to move forward, I feel. Yeah, definitely you have some kind of brilliant idea or way of solving a solution to a problem or problems with regards to being stuck with something in your life in 2020. You'll come up with sudden ideas. Number 2 and 4 again is 24, so 4 plus 2 is 6. It could also be regarding like working in a flash, like communication with masses or a group of people or between several people. You might be very quick thinking as well, as what I'm getting at here. Going with the flow with things, even though the flow might become very quick. So you might have a time of pausing and balancing, and then all of a sudden everything will just flow very quickly, and it'll come in sudden bursts. Something in your life might be coming to life, really, like with regards to an idea. You might literally be giving birth to a life. Children might be involved as well. So those of you who are expecting, will have the child in 2020, congratulations. This is also, if you can see, a butterfly. So perhaps your inner child, if you have neglected kind of healing from the past, this is the time in 2020 that you will transform yourself and forgive your past, and that the past, this owl looking backwards in the past, is seeing clearly like why it happened and the reason why it happened, I feel like to not regret that it happened, whatever happened in the past. You're definitely healing from that, and you have that wisdom because of whatever happened long time ago that might have been hurtful. You would not have that wisdom beyond your years without that situation. So I feel like a healing inner child for a lot of people who are single and do not have any children or young kids near or around them. This might be a very important message for you guys to stop and smell the roses, heal your inner child, and maybe sometimes children does give you joy, and to be open to that concept maybe, or some of you guys might want some kids. But yeah, definitely a transformation, change, welcoming your, maybe also not being afraid to let your inner child play and to not be serious all the time, to have some joy as well. To be, this might make you more relatable to others who might think of you as standoffish, just for a few people. we have this orange chakra. So I feel also, again, something's coming to me with regards to believing in yourself, okay, in your dreams. And she's looking up like to the divine, almost like, I trust you, universe, something like that. To not be afraid of joy. Like we have here another pink thing here. Like it almost feels silly to me as well. Like with a little, I thought it was gonna be like a peacock feather or something. Like don't be afraid to flaunt yourself and be silly and have that joyful times. It might be an icebreaker, literally. Sorry guys, the garage opened. My dad just like left, so that was the garage door noise. Don't be alarmed. And a birthday might be coming up, or someone's birthday. You might have a realization of your dreams. I see the balloons kind of like flowing upwards. You might have an idea, that will pop out of nowhere. Oh my gosh, I should stop. And I see these flowers. Like, these are kind of related to fairies as well. I forget what kind of flowers these are. They're not bluebells because they're white. But this reminds me definitely of what fairies might live in, and this is a fairy oracle deck. So yeah, definitely something is going to come suddenly, and it will be a pop of insight, and it will really motivate you and rise you up from whatever pause or revelry that you were kind of teetering back and forth between. Could be indecision as well. You'll have a sudden realization or insight, and you'll find that joy again, like a child. So definitely someone's birthday. It could be also spoiling yourself, treating yourself to little gifts here and there if you can afford it. To be really grateful. Being grateful as well is very important for this lion card. You might have it all, or people might see that you have it all, and to just really stay grounded and don't be afraid to be generous as well to those you love and care for with your time and effort, and not just the physical aspects as well. That might be really important to some. Like, I see a lot of children as well here. Like, some people definitely are going to be healing their inner child and come to terms with their past. If there was any kind of things, for some reason, I keep going back to the past. But yeah, 2020, you guys will definitely be moving forward in some way or fashion. And I think of this as celebration as well. Some more happier times ahead. Like, you see the colors changing drastically from this muddled brown and green to really like bright, clear, seeing clearly. Like the owl, it gets like the waters get clearer. Like, you might be uncertain in the start of the year. At the end of the year, you'll be having some joyous, celebritious times to be proud of your work, but also still stay humbled. That's what I'm getting for you, pile number 2s. I hope that was enlightening. This is gonna be another long one, I think. I'm trying not to babble too much, but sometimes I will just get, like, I do read the interpretations from the books, but sometimes I get other impressions and messages and thoughts, so I also want to say it in case I don't want to miss out on any of you reading or watching this. Alright guys, so definitely you guys have the courage to do and see clearly, being very wise to move forward in life and to embrace as well, like the in-between or pause or delays as well with life. This kind of similar to pile number 1, but definitely like a wise pile. Some of you guys might also be very gifted intuitively as well, and psychically maybe have some kind of connection with the spirit world in a way. And children might be very important. Definitely celebrating and having a childlike innocence and joy about things for 2020, guys. So I hope you liked your reading. There is going to be charms. I'm going to pull some charms for you guys now. Just one moment. Just bear with me here. Okay, so pile number 2s. Let's take a look at your charms with this. So the direction that you guys are headed for 2020. What charms for pile number 2 and the direction they're headed for 2020. So whatever lands on the teapot is the focus. I don't have a lot of letters for some reason, so okay, let's see. We have a V. We have a V for the letters. We have an M or a W, BMW, V, M, it could be letters, initials. VMU. Vu. Someone's last name might be Vu. Whoa, so you guys, if you feel alone, you guys are not alone. You're angelically guided. We all have our angels, but the divine might really intervene for you in 2020. Undergoing some change, a golden opportunity change, a transformation. Probably some of you guys are ascending as well for your souls. And again, we have some synchronicities with hashtag goals. Really focusing on your goals or people seeing you as hashtag goals. You know, maybe in social media they see things and they see that you're successful. Oh my goodness. Again, some of you guys might be getting married or going into a deeper commitment with someone. If you just recently divorced or being single, you might need some healing and fresh perspective with this flower here and this green chakra to heal. But most likely you want to. A lot of people are ready for a long-term commitment in 2020. Wow. Okay, so yeah, you want to propose or marry someone, or you see someone as marriage material. You might be marriage material. Flexibility here is called for. Ooh, deleting people and, you know, toxic situations from your life, perhaps. Deleting the unnecessary in order to move forward with your dreams. Deleting stuff from your past, maybe. And don't be afraid to dream big. And this might be a dreamy romantic pile as well. Could be, you know, you could be in your head a lot as well. An air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Or you could be a Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Like a dreamy sign, and not to be... It's okay if you're a hopeless romantic as well, you know. There's a lot of, like, angelic guidance as well here. Definitely. Oh, we have an I as well. VUMI. Focusing a lot on yourself and what you've learned. Again, that's double whammy of a butterfly. There's definitely changes with regards to your heart. Either romantic love, friendship, or relationship-wise, your heart is transforming. And it's transforming for the better, okay? You might not see it at the time, but yes, you might be transforming. And some people, maybe your soulmate, you'll meet your soulmate or a twin flame, a person in, that mirrors you in a way. They're also going through some changes. So if you're always wondering, like, wait, where's the person, where's the love of my life? They could be also undergoing changes. So we got double changes here, guys. Wow. And some growth, some spiritual growth. You will see I see the clarity here. So clear insight into something. You guys might be spiritually growing as well in 2020, or be blossoming, and it'll be very beautiful. And I see a lot of gold as well, as you can see. So prosperity as well, maybe perhaps, is in the works for you guys. You may be surrounded by abundance or meant for abundance. And we have another flower here and a strong foundation, I feel like, here. Oh, okay, it got unstuck. But yes, you might be seen as very elegant and regal by others. Starfish is also like soaking up the sun, you know, being open to possibilities. You know, letting life happen naturally. Embracing the in-between like the flamingo spirit. And yeah, you could be building a strong foundation step by step is what I'm getting for this one. Okay, that's all you guys got. I hope you enjoyed your reading, and I'm going to move on to pile number 3. I always try to keep it under an hour, but it never works out, guys. So I'm just not going to try to rush it, and I'll just go slowly as I can, because I am filming this time with my iPad, so I have more time to do stuff. Okay, so thank you, pile number 2s. I hope you have a good Christmas or holiday, Yule, and a happy new year. And I'll move on now to pile number 3s. Okay, see you later. Bye. Okay, I'm just resetting this up here. So we're going to move on to the last but not least, pile number 3s. Let me just have a sip here. Oh, I'm a little bit thirsty. Sorry, guys. So excuse me. So if you chose pile number 3, this the oracle cards, the spirit animal oracles, and the fairy oracle here. These are your direction or guides for 2020. If you chose this Alaskan Hollow, this Alaskan Hollow magnet. These are your direction spiritual messages for 2020, really. So we have here the Crow Spirit, Co-create with Spirit, Dove Spirit, Be Peace. This is the first time I pulled this. Number 17 and number 21. Okay, so we have the Pig Spirit in reverse. Use your mind wisely, but it's reversed. And look, the pig has wings. If pigs could fly, and there we go. But it's upside down. And then last but not least, we have the Bad Spirit, but in reverse. So usually the Bad Spirit is this way naturally, but it's been reversed. And it's saying rebirth is assured, number 5. So number 17, 21, and 47, and then a 5, but reversed. And then for the Fairy Oracle, you have a lot of yellow here. Maybe solar chakras might be really activated here. Some positivity is needed. Assertiveness. Stand up for your beliefs. And only say yes if you really want to. There's a lot of light there. And then we have spring. So the desire is that you fully manifest as flowers begin to bloom. Oh, I see this cute little fairy with a butterfly. Oh my goodness. Her dress is like a flower. So cute. Okay, pile number 3s. So let's go one by one with the cards. Okay. Yeah, let's go one by one. Let's start off with the Crow Spirit. Number 17. 1 and 7 is 8. So co-creating with spirit reminds me of like co-creating with spirit, some kind of abundance, or trusting in the magic of manifestation. I feel like this pile might be kind of like the Magician card in tarot, which is you can manifest a lot of awesome things just with the power of thoughts. And you've probably witnessed that too. Like you probably believe in the wonder and magic that is available in this world and beyond. You might have seen that as well with other people, and you believe in, maybe secretly inside, you do believe in the magic, true magic exists, and transformation and alchemy and all that jazz. This might be really up your alley, and there really are the mysteries of the universe, and you are part of that. You're co-creating with spirit, so this might be a very intuitive pile too. I think all these piles have some form of intuition, but this one, yours, is the power of your thoughts. And the power of your thoughts, whether for good or bad, they can definitely be manifested in the reality or the real world. So definitely co-creating with spirit, like once you have a goal in mind or like a vision board, is really highly recommended for this pile. You could definitely get that set in motion just with the thoughts and follow-up actions to it. It might manifest much quickly than other people who don't have that vision and that belief that magic and the wonder in the world exists. You might also see signs and stuff that you might also see crows as well, like, you know, believing in the life's magic and wonder. Because like the spirit in the universe is definitely like showing you signs and symptoms showing you signs, and you kind of, you see that. You catch a hold of those signs. Like, you see those. You're paying attention for sure. Then we have 21. 2 plus 1 is 3. So when I think of 3, I think of union of mind, body, and spirit. And this is the Dove Spirit. Be peace. So co-creating with spirit with regards to 2020 is like manifesting your dreams, whether romantically, job-wise, life, career paths, or just like some kind of passion in life, like following your call. I feel like a lot of people will be crowing with excitement once they find in store the signs, like when they find out what life has in store for them in 2020. So some exciting times are ahead, possibly. This Dove Spirit as well is like, there might be a lot of good things going on, like in 2020. This might be my busy pile number 3s. You might have a lot of things going on, and it's just like being your own peace, okay? Like, finding that inner peace within yourself. There's a lot of color going on at the back, but this white bird is just like, for me, it's like very calming and kind of very soothing. And dove is a sign of peace, literally. And the universe is going to really, it's really telling you guys that to find as much peace as you can the next coming year, because things are really going to be very busy and maybe chaotic and moving at a fast pace, and you definitely need to find your own peace to maintain that clarity of thought, and to not back down with regards to manifesting some kind of dreams and like self-realizations in yourself and insight. Staying calm, being the calm in the chaos is what I see. And you might be able to provide that calm in the chaos for others just by finding your own inner peace and calm. So not being afraid to have some alone time, some mute time, whether that's having a cup of coffee by a window or walking your dog and just like enjoying the sights outside. I don't know, having a bubble bath or lighting a candle and just reading a book, or like playing a game but like being immersed in the world that is being created through the fantasy of gaming. These are just things that I'm relating to. So whatever you find inner calm and peace that will also help and others, once you find that inner calm and peace, is actually going to emanate from you, and you're actually going to be able to bring peace and calm to people and situations around you. Definitely looking here, this is a design, but I think of it as an eye, like being the peace and the mediator. You can see conflict when it's happening, and you can come in and it's calling you to be like a mediator between, I see another eye here, really being a mediator between like conflicting ideas, situations, and people. You can be the calm in the chaos for sure, and inner peace is really highlighted here, and having a balance of the mind, body, spirit is very important. 17th of the month, 21th of the month, 4 plus 7 is 11, so 11th of the month, which is a master number, and 5 of the month. Maybe May, something next year, some might be relevant to some of you guys. 7 plus 1 is 8, so perhaps in August, and then 2 plus 3 is March. So just pay attention to those months and see if any of these numbers have any meaning to you guys. Some of you guys might be turning 21. Some of you guys might be the older group, 47 years old, might mean something to someone. 5-year relationship or something. Okay, moving on to this card. So you do have the pig spirit. Use your mind wisely. However, it's in reverse. And if you notice, do you guys notice? Wing. That has wing. The dove has wings. This crow has wings. So, oh my goodness, guys. Some of you guys in this pile, you're being sent messages by your guides and your angels, or the divine, the universe, God, whatever you call it. The higher beings that be out there, the higher power is sending you messages. You might be getting a lot of messages in 2020 from either people who are seeking some solace and you provide them that, or you're going to be getting a lot of praise, some messages through DMs, through email, through snail mail, through texting. That's why it might be a really busy time. If you really keep to yourself, you might be getting a lot of messages, and also messages from the spirit realm to reassure you. I feel like this pile needs a lot of reassurance for some reason. With this pig spirit in reverse, it's saying use your mind wisely. Now, it is upside down, so perhaps next year things might be so chaotic that you definitely need to find the inner peace within yourself and contentment, because you might, like, your world might be literally turned upside down, and you might have a lot of ruminating thoughts, like cycles of thinking, but maybe thinking that maybe needs to be changed to a more positive light. Perhaps this is like being really worried, a lot of anxiety, and I'm sensing fear here as well. About something, either with regards to a situation, yourself, a life situation, like a person, a relationship, something with regards to fear and anxiety about your dreams, your goals, or something in your life that you have fear, anxiety, and these constant running thoughts. Yeah, that's what I'm getting here. And that's why it's really asking you to use your mind wisely, because, the worrying will really might take a toll on you guys, on your health. So definitely find some inner peace and calm and contentment when you find yourself like really getting caught up in thoughts of worry. Like, take a few deep breaths, but not to the point that you're gonna hyperventilate, and look at some greenery or something. Like, yeah, it's definitely something with some greenery there, or watch something positive. Yellow reminds me of joy, something that will make you happy and makes you calm and soothed and peaceful and content, because like this fear and thoughts might be really like the forefront. Something might make you fearful and anxious in 2020, and there might not need to be any. If there really is, then perhaps it is just a phase and it will pass, and to really kind of find a way to ground yourself, because this pig is like flying upside down. Who knows where the pig's going? Usually pigs can fly, is usually going this way, right? And it's kind of like you might be getting lost in your fears and thoughts and anxiety, and that might of course be, that is definitely valid, perhaps, or it might not be, depending on if this is just the constant thing. If you guys are battling some kind of anxiety or depression, definitely find your inner peace and calm, and to trust in the mysteries of the universe and find wonder and magic in the world again, okay? This is just for a select few, but it's really telling you to not let the stress get to you, because you guys are deserving of a lot, and you guys might be really kind, good souls, and just getting caught up in some negative self-thought. And just to avoid that, and recognize when that does happen, so that you know like how to soothe and calm yourself. And then here we have a rebirth is assured, but the bad spirit again is reversed. So it's in an unnatural kind of pose. Like, the bat is really uncomfortable being like this. It prefers to be upside down. So perhaps you're resisting some kind of change or rebirth that you are supposed to go forth towards. Maybe you are. This reminds me of. Okay, this is like metaphors. Okay, a lot of animal metaphors. So do forgive me for this, but I'm thinking of a caterpillar. So a caterpillar, most likely it does cocoon itself for a transformation period. And then, while it's being cocooned in that, during the transformation period, it might be running through a lot of anxious thoughts like, oh my gosh, what am I going to get out of this cocoon? But this caterpillar has no idea that they can transform into this really gorgeous butterfly. Like, just think of it like a butterfly of light. Like, the potential is like drastic, right? But they, of course, some of us will not be able to see this, but I'm just getting from the meaning of the message as well, is like you're forcing yourself in an unnatural position to just let things unfold. Perhaps you're trying to really hang on to something really tightly, controlling certain issues in your life that need to be let go of. I know a lot of us, of course, life and people are dysfunctional when no one is perfect, but to really let go of something in the past or something that's holding you back from being your best self and for pursuing whatever is meant to be a blessing for you, but something is hindering you back. I feel like you're clinging to some form of security that is familiar. Well, you want to cling to something or someone familiar, or a situation or a person or relationship or a job, whatever it is, because it's familiar, even though it's detrimental perhaps for you, and it's not helping you spiritually grow and helping you blossom and cocoon and transform into the butterfly. If this was a caterpillar, and this bat as well, I'm sure it's very unnatural for us as humans to be upside down just as much as it is for this butterfly or this bat to be right side up. So just letting things flow naturally, and unfortunately you'll have to maybe say something of a goodbye. Maybe you'll have to say goodbye to some kind of thoughts that you've had running through your mind that was very negative, but you were so used to that negative thinking or fear or anxiety thoughts and anxious thoughts that you didn't know how else to think positive. And it's just saying that, yes, you are deserving of better, and rebirth is definitely assured for you for the highest good, and you will have so many blessings and wishes and dreams coming true once you let go of something that is holding you back. And it could also be yourself. You might be holding yourself back as well if you are doubting yourself with uncertainty and talk of self-doubt, because you are deserving of the best. And your spiritual growth for the highest, right? And helping others as well to do the same, and who are transforming, who might be changing, and they're very scared about this, whatever transformation that they're going through in life. You might be able to teach them once you release something that you cannot let go. Once you're able to do that fully, and without any regret, and just release all those emotions, then you maybe be able to help other people who are stuck in this unnatural position as well, who are afraid of change, when this rebirth is definitely needed for them to blossom. That's what I'm getting, guys. I'm just gonna take a sip here. So a lot of messages, winged creatures here. You might be messengers for some kind of insight. You might be messengers of inspiration for others, or people turn to you to relay messages or something like that to the world. They turn to you for maybe you have good connection. Something with messages or being messaged is coming through here. Anyhow, speaking of message, transformation, rebirth, and there's a butterfly right there. So definitely don't fight and resist the change and transformation taking place. Okay, definitely turn into positive thinking and asserting yourself if you feel that someone is very domineering or controlling and not for your best interest. Taking a hold of that situation and healing yourself and asserting your beliefs. And it is okay to believe in what you believe in, even though people disagree, as long as you're not harming yourself and others. Standing up for your beliefs and being quirky and being unique, and only saying yes if you really want to. Being kind, but not being too kind to the point where people are taking advantage of you. And it's a struggle. For all of us who are very gentle souls, this is a struggle. Definitely seeing things in a positive light. A more optimistic time period in 2020 is definitely going to be probably better than your 2019 for some of you. And definitely the spring, something new is coming up in the spring. So it could be work, school, home, love life, relationship, friendships, Things are definitely going to be blossoming in the spring, and your desires are going to fully manifest in some way and bloom. And once you let go of something from your past, of course, then you will definitely be able to arise really beautiful and blossom, just like everything else in the springtime as well. Okay, pile number 3s. I hope that was somewhat inspirational. I feel like I need to drink a jug of tea or water now. But let me get to your charms. I will pull some charms for you guys. So yeah, definitely I cannot keep it under 1 hour, because I just feel like I want to get the full message to you guys without, rushing and trying to take time. But sometimes there's a lot of messages that come through to me even after I read the interpretation of the cards. So alright, so we have whatever it is in this teapot as your focus. That will be your tea for the year of 2020. Let's get the ball running. Little gingerbread girl and boy here, showing off my little tins. Okay, so for pile number 3, what charms for pile number 3? Oh gosh, you guys have the most charms out of all of these. Also, this pile number 3, you're getting a lot of messages from spirit or from the other side, because a lot of cards came up for you guys that I had to add additional to the other piles just to kind of offset balance it out. Number 1, so January might be important, or first day of the month this next year might be very important for some of you guys. Looking out for number 1 yourself. We have the letters D, T, D, T, A. Oh, wow. B, and U. That might be someone's initials. Tab. Someone picking up the tab. You, focusing on you, yourself. 1, focusing on yourself first before others. And I see here, like, some people might be getting together with someone that is very good to them, and you might see each other as precious. Because look, two different kinds of pearls, but they complement each other, even though they're different. So you guys might be meeting a soulmate or a twin flame, I'm thinking here, some kind of partnership that's important at night and going on dates. It could also be someone who is Pisces, Moon, Cancer, Scorpio. Most likely Moon, Cancer. No, Cancer is Chariot. Pisces then, Pisces. And then here you guys are going through some spiritual growth for sure, seeing things clearly for the first time in a while, and seeing yourself as beautiful. Someone might see you as very beautiful. We have here a sock, a stocking, lost sock. You might rock someone's socks. For some reason I'm getting that. Okay, and definitely optimism is needed. You guys might be going through a rough patch in 2019, and you might be entangled in some like unnecessary problems from the past few years, months, and definitely optimism is needed because things are going to be changing for the better. Prosperity is meant for you once you get past your fears, okay, and uncertainty and doubt, and just be patient. Prosperity and luck is going to be on your side if you just believe and trust in the change that's going on, especially with opening up your heart, I feel like, and of believing in yourself with this orange here. I'm thinking of your sacral chakra and your beliefs and self-esteem. Okay, really definitely believing in yourself and like focusing on you. The stormtrooper is pointing at you, so like really focusing yourself first before you give others love and attention. Give yourself your love and attention first. You might be going through a sad time, but again, as you see here, okay, some of you guys definitely are meeting someone new with regards to love life, or maybe like a deepening of friendship, or someone that's going to be really close to you, and this definitely going to match up with you really well. One of you guys might be undergoing like some sort of sadness, but it is going to transition, okay? Because you are not alone in this world, not just physically in this 3D realm, like in a person wise, but in the spirit realm, you're never alone. That sounds creepy, but what I meant to say is that your spirit guides and your ancestors and loved ones and the angels, they all have your back, okay? To them, you're a gem to them. Speaking of changes, oh my gosh. So this is also fortune, luck, and transformation. It's a butterfly, but if you take out the antenna, kind of like a dragonfly, right? And it's luck, prosperity, seeing yourself in a beautiful light, clarity again, like abundance and clarity and transformational changes, really not resisting transformations or changes that will occur. Maybe you have to go through something very dark in order to come out transformed. And if you believe like kind of low on yourself, if you're feeling like, do people love me? Totally. You totally do. You totally do. They totally love you. I mean, they totally love you. Okay, so someone out there thinks you're special and that you rock their socks off. Okay, group number 3, I really hope that was somewhat entertaining and somewhat insightful for you guys, for your direction that you guys are headed in 2020. And I'm just gonna put this stuff away, and I hope that you'll stay tuned, like my videos. If you like the reading, it might not always resonate with every single one of you, but maybe a few pieces of information might. And subscribe to my channel for more tarot videos. Okay, this is Jadakat Tarot signing out. Merry Christmas, Happy Yule, Happy Holidays, and Happy New Year, guys. Till next reading. Bye.